You feel it in your system. You want it more for a new flavors. All the shit's so bustin'. Finger licking, yeah, we cooking up a Super Bowl. In the kitchen, Michelin, irresistible. Open wide, have a bite, make it mine all the time. Finger licking, yeah, we cooking up a Super Bowl. In the kitchen, Michelin, irresistible. Feeling pride, state of mind. Finger licking, yeah, we cooking up a Super Bowl.
This is part 2 of episode 4. Welcome to Stay in Podcast, a podcast of Stay from Stay.
Thank you for joining the second half of our show. We ended up in the never-ending maze of Stray Kids world. Now, back to our podcast.
We know where we were at.
I think we're still in the circuit reality show. Anyways.
Oh, you were
moving
still
on.
talking about their survival show.
So then he goes on to compliment the two members of the team. I honestly don't know how to say her name. Young.
Yeah, I don't
don't know
try
how
to
to say it.
pronounce their names because I'm just going to butcher them.
But he just goes on to mention how her dancing was definitely her strong point. She did a really great job. And then the other was Yeji, and how she too had a really strong dance and was actually one of the main people that basically sold the show, and how she was definitely one of the ones that definitely stuck out to him way more than everybody else. Once he finishes off his compliment, he does mention like him having concerns about even letting the boys project debut over the girls team, which I think is just because like it was an experiment team. Like, I know for sure that two team will when they debut it will work out, but it's not a guarantee that the boys project will. But he just mentions how when they're on stage they move as one, and they just seem like give off this energy, and he just really wants to see like what more they can come from it. So that's the only reason why he chose them debut over
Yeah, they even not on stage, these kids move together. It's like a flock of birds flying. They don't even look at each other. Then half the time I don't even think they realize they're doing it. So I mean that just shows how strong their bond is. I'm very jealous, actually, very jealous of that, but
Oh.
I'm super proud of them at the same time. Hey, do we want to move on, Claudia?
Yes.
Okay.
It's already the end. Like they debuted. Yay.
The fam rooms.
Officially.
Yeah, the fam rooms were not. It's not real active in there because the families really don't do a whole lot. It's basically just Felix's and Chan's family that does anything. Hannah did post some selfies this week. I don't know what she was doing. She didn't look extremely happy about doing it. And then
do they not have Chan's mom's Instagram? Because she posts a good amount of stuff on it too.
That woman be posting every freaking day. I get spammed.
Yeah.
well, I think it was it her birthday? I think it was her birthday this week. And so Hannah was shooting pictures and stuff like that. But Olivia, Felix's little sister, was posting like pictures from her trip. That's what it looked like to me, that she was still in Japan and going to see the temples and things like that. But I should probably upload those into the fam room. I've just been super lazy today. So No. The next one is the restaurant, Taste Restaurant. I have been dropping things in here, and I am not about to try to say these Korean words, so I Englishized all of them. This week, because the guys have been talking about food and what they're eating, we have the kimchi stew recipe in there, a Korean stew with zucchini, spicy stir-fried pork, Korean potato pizza. Anyway, chicken Alfredo, white chili, chicken chili, natto, which it kind of grossed me out to find out what that was. Fermented soybean paste stew. There's some chili recipes, and then the Japanese pancake recipe that was it Benny? I'm sure it was Benny because Benny's been posting all sorts of stuff. You see, I think we have the bakery after that. Yeah, I've been dropping stuff in there too. So this week in the bakery, I have dropped a cinnamon bread recipe. The Korean shaved ice that Ian and Soonmin were talking about is not our shaved ice. Like their shaved ice is something completely different. It's not bad. In fact, I would be super excited to try it, but I would never tell my husband what's in it. Sour cream pumpkin coffee cake. I'm thinking I need to make that one. Oh, I know. And then I found the oatmeal peanut butter cups. That Mike coming up and breaking his tooth. Can't really eat peanut butter. That had to hurt. Anyway. Actually falls. Myself connected. For whatever reason, I did not do these in order. So, which is absolutely makes sense if you know me. Connected. Okay, so maybe I didn't. I have been trying to drop links in there. I forget that we have a room for their social media, and the boys have been extremely active. I try to put the lives and stuff though in their under their Chan's Den rooms. But how do you do a Hunjin live with OT7? They kind of trumped in on his thing, which is fine. It was funny. That's like right up there. On his face, and the mic is there also. That looked like it hurt super bad too.
But Channy being Channy jumps up and immediately.
Oh yeah, he
like
just
his line was
pops
next.
up. Yeah, he just popped up and he just went on about his thing. I'm sure he paid for it a little later on that night. The comedy club, I think Brandy posted a story in there about her Spotify and just anyway. I'm not going to read the whole thing. Our Love Stay room. Do you have another Love Stay story, Claudia?
Yep. Let's read another one. Okay, so this one was from one of our newest members in Discord. Day Mouse. So she says, Hi. I'm 46 years old and discovered Stray Kids about 2 weeks before the last Chinese room. Oh, that's sad. That's sad.
What?
She discovered Stray Kids 2 weeks before the last Chinese room.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sad for all of the baby stays that never got to experience that.
Yeah, that is pretty sad. She said didn't know it was a thing at the time, so have never seen one live. Oh. She says, I was dealing with a year from hell, having had a stroke, then lost my father to Alzheimer's after taking care of him for over a decade, then moving halfway across. I was doing okay, but not being able to work and no longer being around my mom and my husband. I started to get quite depressed. I have been basically scrolling randomly through shorts on YouTube when Hyojins play with fire. Oh, I love that.
It's a beautiful piece.
Oh, yeah. I think I watched it 4 times before I even bothered looking up who he was. And the rest, as they say, is history. Yeah, I think most of us done that. Like, we definitely, like, seen a bunch of their stuff before you even decided to even find out who they really were.
Yeah. And then
I just-
we're trapped. That's just all there is.
Oh yeah. It said, I just passed the 1 year anniversary of my dad's death this week, and honestly, Stray Kids Code rewatches has been a lifesaver. I started 100% as Gyojin bias, but as much as I adore the Dumpling Boy, I am pure Oat 8 these days. Between their music and personalities and the stay I've met, I'm glad I have a new. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. That's what I mean. A lot of the stories are different, but they're same. Like the bottom basis is the same. We were pretty much a lot of us were in a really dark place. Like I said, a month. These people kept popping up on my thing for a month before I decided to click on it, and the rest was history. I'm glad she was able to find them. They have literally saved so many lives.
I mean, I will say that music has always been something that's been very driving for me and something that I could pull comfort from. And, you know, I've done dance. I was in marching band. I've done all sorts of things. I was in chorus, a lot of music related things. And kind of like what you were saying earlier, Tanya, you know, the American music just wasn't touching me, or it wasn't getting, like, it wasn't having the same kind of meaning or the same kind of effect. And when I started listening to Stray Kids and reading the English interpretation of what they were singing about, it's so much more positive and, you know, loving, and, you know, it's
a story.
Self-love. Yeah, it's a story, and it's meant to connect to
the Wi-Fi,
the people that they're
weren't originally like this. They got toned down a lot, but yeah. So Chan, what's the song about? The song is about Wi-Fi. You know, Wi-Fi connection. You know, yeah, Wi-Fi connection. You know, because if you get connected to the Wi-Fi, it's a good thing.
It's meant to connect with their fans. And oddly, I feel like even with other K-pop groups, I don't feel that same connection with the music, that emotional, like, deep from in Channy's core. I don't feel the heart in other K-pop group music the way that I do in Stray Kids.
I think it's because Stray Kids write 100% of their music. It does come from them. It comes from their inside. So it's not just a story, it's their story. Right. And they're telling us their story, which I think makes it so much more personal, because not only are you listening to music that inspires you and gives you positivity, you know that each one of these songs is a member and what the member wants to tell us. And it doesn't even matter. I mean, it could be just the Hug Me from IN. It just shows how pure that IN is, that his song is about hugging. I think he sang it to
which means
Felix.
I want to know a little bit more about Drive and Taste and Red Lights and
Well, you only have to see that clip about Sexy that Bang Chan about died over.
I think we all know what those are about.
처음 시도해본 그거잖아요. 맞아. 섹시한 거. 그래서 근데 이건 그냥 섹시가 아니고 그냥 섹시여서 약간 hard sex. 섹시를 strong sexy.
Yes. I think they try really hard to keep it like PG-13 for their younger fans, but you know, it's like watching a cartoon that's geared for adults. The kids will watch it because they don't get the meanings, but us adults are like, I see it. I see you. I hear it.
But it's also, I think, why it's so important that they write such gender neutral music. and that it's, yes, you have songs like Drive and Taste, but most of their stuff is more about a connection with another human being and not so much about
with a girl or boy or anything.
right.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
Which is why
Like-
so much of it can be interpreted to, just connections and relationships with other people and not necessarily that intimate relationship.
I know that Red Lights is about escaping a bad relationship,
Mhm.
which is the chains and everything. And it doesn't matter if you're male, female, whatever it is you are. We all have those problems.
Mhm.
So them
Okay, but
talking
it
about
doesn't
it.
necessarily could mean like with a person. It could just be in general of
That's
the
what I mean. And it doesn't matter. I mean, it's just somebody getting rid of the whatever is toxic in their life and letting it go. So
And I
Yeah.
think you're seeing a revisiting of a lot of themes in the video for Social Path. So like you're seeing the chains and stuff like that. And if you're looking at it as a whole, it's a coming together of discussing, their individual fears. And, it does play back to a lot of music videos and a lot of music that they have already put out.
right.
Yeah, and
I
if you
mean,
notice in Social Path, there's a lot of the people that had like the bags, the Facebook people, they had a bunch of like questioning marks on their bag. But if you move forward to the scene where Lino starts pushing through those people, none of the markings are on the bag, so it makes you what that means that they no longer question, like they no longer care about like the comments that the other people made, and they're keep coming through into the future, or
That or they're no longer questioning their own success and they're accepting
Yes.
their own success.
yeah.
well,
I
I
would
think
love
that's
to
why
see someone actually admit that.
I think that's why the newest light stick, the compass doesn't spin. And I know a lot of people were very upset about that. I said, but if you look at it as a whole, they're no longer stray kids. They know where they're going. They have forged their path and they are on this path. So yeah, the compass is not going to spin anymore because they're not looking for themselves. They're not looking they're not looking. They're not lost anymore. They know where they're going, they know how they're going to do it, and they're going to get from point A to point B. They don't have to have a spinning compass. And I think that's what a lot of the new light stick was about.
They're no longer homeless children.
Yes.
I
Oh,
definitely
sure.
love their growth, but I do admit I do get a little nostalgic sometimes how they so it was
We got like one syllable for each word again.
really I was just I was just saying that like while I do love how they grown now and they definitely came into themselves, I do get a little bit nostalgic looking back how it was before too.
Yeah.
Do-
I love that they're able to do what they want to do, but I think it makes all of us sad to know that we have to share with so many with so many other
Yeah.
people now. Does that sound weird? It kind of sounds weird.
No,
But
I do.
Yeah, it's just because there's so many baby stays coming on. And I mean, it's just like this year has been insane.
But I think it's hard to see too that they don't have the same success in Korea that they do internationally. And it's bizarre.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's
I feel like, I mean, I've been watching more BTS stuff just because they're freaking everywhere. But, I feel like charismatically, they're pretty much even playing field. I kind of think actually Stray Kids is a little bit more charismatic. And you see more of those interpersonal relationships between the guys a little bit more. But, I don't understand how they don't have the same success. And the only thing that I can think of is that two of the members are Australian.
it could be that. I have read an article where it was talking about South Korea has like 83 new groups debuting this year, that's huge. That's like a serious saturation. So and you're right. They don't get the same recognition. That from early on, the South Korean people were like, your music is too noisy. They like more of the Britney Spears stuff. I personally, which is why I love Giz, is if it was between Britney Spears and Linkin Park, I'm going with Linkin Park. I don't want to listen to that. That's why I don't listen to girl groups, and it's nothing against them. It's just their vocal registers irritate me. Like they give me a migraine, and they always play the stupidest songs. It's like if a girl group ever sang a song that was deep and thoughtful, and I might can listen to it, but really,
21 to anyone, their music is good, just like Stray Kids.
Oh, really? I need to look into it because I haven't. Like I said, the voice register grates on my nerves. But yeah, I don't do the bubblegum pop. Yeah, I don't listen. I don't listen to bubblegum pop, and that's what a lot of these groups are coming out with. And most of the groups do not even write their own music. They might eventually, but the company is picking their music from writers and saying, "Here, learn this." So you're right. It's not a deep emotional level of anything. It's literally just a song. It's something to put on the charts. And we did notice during 5 Star how the Korean fan base does not do their part. Like all they had to do was text to win these boys their awards, and they couldn't even do that. So
I know, it was so upsetting.
They are definitely more international. I mean, or Japan. I mean, they sold out all 4 of those stadiums in like 4 in 5 minutes. So, it
was definitely a little upsetting around that time, considering that most of us international fans, like, I barely got enough sleep. I was maybe asleep for got 4 hours of sleep at most, because most of the stuff that happened was like between 1 and 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't really go to sleep if we were going to participate in this. And then some of us I know spent a lot of money keeping up with the voting stuff too. If you didn't already collect those beats or whatever throughout the year before this started happening. I know a lot of people, when they're first coming into the fandom, they were just like, oh, what's going on? What's up with all these votes? And how do we get the beats? And how do we do this? How do we do that? So a lot of the time, if they wanted to participate, they did have to spend money.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense to me. Like, I love how we do every vote or whatever that they say, but it has to be consistent, Like, you can't just be like, oh, you know what? These people are talking crap. Let me go ahead and vote for Stray Kids just to shut them up. Like, that's how it's supposed to vote for Stray Kids, because you want to vote for Stray Kids.
Yeah. And I still don't think they get the respect that they should be getting as far as our awards. I just when they came out and said, okay, so a little more story. There was a group on Twitter that followed the VMA voting very closely. VMAs actually followed past tense this group. One of the admins on that group went on their group page and posted, why is Blackpink losing to these stray dogs? Oops, I mean kids. That they should be winning what they've already won. And I'm like, oh, so Stray Kids is over Blackpink right now by your confession. And then now they're barely even recognized. Like, they didn't even get nominated for Group of the Year. I'm like,
that was a little weird. Like,
nothing fishy going on there. So,
consistently the VMAs, and American award shows in general consistently have glossed over Korean groups. Like BTS has even, lost out on stuff that should have been easily
Yeah.
theirs.
I think they use K-pop groups for the views. Yeah, because I guarantee you, I have not watched an award show in years. Like, I don't even know when the last one I watched. And I would not be watching this one. And I'm hoping I don't have to watch this one. I'm hoping somebody else watches it and can tell me when I can turn it on, because I don't want to see it. They're all just, yeah, anyway. But I also heard that they're going to make Stray Kids play last because they want everybody watching the entire show, which, yeah, I can see them doing that because they're
Okay, well then you should have
greasy.
also nominated. I would have.
What?
I'm saying that what would have helped more with that was for the group.
Yeah. So I'm like, whatever. I mean, just like they used BTS last year. They used BTS for the views. They had no intention of giving them any kind of award.
Well, but even look at Global Citizen. So
Yeah.
you're wanting people to come to New York, and you're wanting people to come and spend money and to be a part of this. Two of your groups there, you've got Jungkook and you've got Stray Kids. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
And the only reason they have Jungkook is because Megan Thee Stallion backed out. She dropped out. And they had to put somebody in. Well, who's topping all the charts right now? Jungkook. So of course they're going to put him in the headliner. But putting Stray Kids is like an opening act. So they play like what, 3-4 songs? You know that Stay knew they were coming to New York like 2 days before it was announced. I don't know how it got leaked out, but it got leaked out. I mean, they even said it on their Twitter. They're like, I can't believe Stay found out about this. You know why? Because Stay are nosy. Man, we go digging for that stuff. That's not even a bad thing. I'm just saying, you're not going to keep stuff quiet like that with Stay.
But it does help that the kids do, give us hints every once in a while. Like, they don't really.
Yeah, but I mean, they just headlined Lollapalooza, and you're going to make them opening? Here, let me count the ways of how smart you are not. So.
Well, but I mean, if you look at even like Lollapalooza, look at all the K-pop groups that are playing literally everywhere. And if we're not recognizing that in the United States.
Yeah, ATEEZ is like busting. And TXT, I think, is really busting out. Even
New
P1
Jeans.
Harmony this year has gone like to Canada, mainly because, Kehoe is from Toronto, but still they have Canadian shows. And yeah, even the girl groups are like all over the place, and all of them are busting records left and right, and still no love. It's super sad.
I think like most of the groups are branching out into like like TXT seems like they're mostly branching the United States, which is great for them. But why does it seem like Stray Kids able to like branch out and like they're being attacked? Like they have to stick within the area.
I don't know.
Most of their fans are international. This does not make sense.
Yeah. Especially in Europe, that, they got royally screwed during 2020. And I think a lot of fans dropped them at that. I'm like, why are you dropping Stray Kids as a group that you love simply because of that? It's not something they can control. That's just, it's petty. So, okay. We are at Be Beautiful. Miss Leah, no.
Really don't have anything prepared.
Okay, I have it. I can do it. It's no big deal. This week I posted the 10 must-try South Korean anti-aging beauty products. Pretty sure it's not going to work on me, but I'll try it. The ColourPop Disney Haunted Mansion collection dropped, which I bought, so I can do an opening because it looks amazing. And then I also posted a link of 5 of the best K Beauty products for combination skin. So, Alexa, off. She listens better than my dogs. Okay.
So I went to H Mart today, and I am like obsessed now with H Mart. So one of the things that they have in the store is literally the whole center of the store is K Beauty. So
Cool.
it's all the skincare. They've got some makeup, but it's mostly like the skincare, hair
Skincare.
care, face mask, stuff like that. They had buy 10, get 10 free face masks, and they were $2 a piece. So yes, I came home with 20 face masks. But I also bought, and will have to report back on, the one skin stick, the balm that they subtly advertise in like all the K-dramas and stuff like that. It's like
the ones that they're always
Yeah.
doing. Yeah.
So I bought that today. So I will have to report back on that.
I still don't know what that does.
So it is a moisturizer. I have to double check and see if it actually has SPF in it. But
Could
I
be.
do really like their SPF. I use the Beauty of Joseon SPF skin stick. But I'm trying to get back into skincare. When my husband had his stroke 6 weeks ago, everything kind of everything
I have
kind
no
of
idea
went out
why.
the window.
Yeah.
So, but I use the snail mucin. I absolutely love that. I will say when I get back into my routine of doing everything morning and night, I don't do like the full crazy 7, 10, 15 steps.
Oh, come
or
on.
whatever.
Layers of
Nobody has
layers
time
of
for all of
toner.
that. I
Not
think
even
the
time,
biggest
it's
thing,
money. Like, stuff's not cheap.
yeah. Well, I will say though, if you're using a little bit goes a long way. And if you're using good products, you don't need to use a ton.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's like a little tiny dot will do your whole one layer.
But I started out with kind of the same philosophy as Chan. As long as I'm washing my face at the end of the day and moisturizing, I'm better than what I was. Because I used to be one that would go to bed with my makeup still on my face, and I'll just splash some water on the next day, or like the next day clean up underneath my eyes, and this mascara is good for another day, and I'm out the door. So
Yeah.
I've been, a little bit more diligent with that stuff. But
Yeah, I just wish
don't
I'd
spend
learned
a
it
lot of
like
money
20
on
years ago.
makeup.
Yeah. Miss
I don't
Key, we can do
Hello.
Just Breathe with Han.
Okay. So I just posted something that a professional that I'm talking to is helping me with. It's about dopamine because everybody lacks dopamine at some point.
Yeah.
So it's just like a little document that says, get your daily dose of happiness. Different ways and how you get dopamine, what is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, all that stuff. How the deficiency can actually physically affect you if you do not have it, which causes depression and all the really sad stuff. And then there's ways on how to increase those levels for each brain chemical.
Watch Stray Kids content.
You might.
Yeah.
That's what I have for that.
Yeah, I know that when I first found them and I started looking for their content, I haven't laughed that hard in like 3 years. Like, I was having to like go to the bathroom a lot because they would just make me laugh so hard. So yeah, they were my happy place. They still are.
They have sent me on a rabbit hole of literally all things Korean.
Mhm.
I started watching a lot more like K-dramas and actually starting to learn Korean. and Korean food, Korean beauty. It like really led me down
Yeah.
a rabbit hole.
Yeah.
But I think
do
it's
like
also escapism from
the real world.
Yeah.
Yep. I know I really like their Pacific. I like that brand. House of Dawa, I think it's what it's called. I had gotten a wash off rice mask from them. It's amazing. I just wish that those products were more readily available in America so I don't have to wait like a month for them to ship from Korea, but it is what it is.
I think the biggest issue is the FDA. There's a lot of stuff that is not approved, like for their sunblock is not approved for sale. There are certain retailers that can get away with it, but other than that, it's not approved for sale here.
I got away from
that stuff is my dopamine.
Yeah. I got away from listening to the FDA when I started seeing all the crap they were allowing in our food that is banned literally everywhere else. And I'm like,
US is not one to talk.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Thwacky Jim.
Okay, so I just found a 7 best exercise to lose weight at home thingy, and it kind of goes through I believe it's sit-ups, push-ups, I believe. So there's aerobic exercises, skipping or jumping rope, planks, plank exercise variations, push-ups, pull-ups, squats, lunges, yoga. You know, the best times to do the exercise, diet tips for the weight loss, and, you know, other related things within the article. And I believe it shows you, it shows you a 21-day Pilates for beginner stuff as well.
Cool. Yeah, my rheumatoid doctor was like, I really want you doing exercises in the swimming pool. I'm like, are you buying me one? Because we don't have a swimming pool in our town, except for during the summer. He's like, well, can you do yoga? I'm like, have you seen me try to get off the floor?
He's like, what can you do, ma'am?
I know. It's like he doesn't want me to do anything with my knees. He says, you need low impact stuff. I said, well, I get low impact every day going up and downstairs. He goes, oh, no, that's high impact. I'm like, alrighty, well, I still got to get to bed, so whatever. Dance Racha.
I've always wanted to try the, you know, what is that? The cloth yoga thing, you know, that they did in that one.
Oh, the swinging.
No.
Oh, I want to do that so bad, but I would totally look like Sunmin. I'd be out there crying because I couldn't get up.
I would be too scared to like hook it on my ceiling and afraid that it will like break.
That is still one of the funniest episodes ever. Felix.
나는 스파이더맨.
It cracks me up. Poor Cinnamon. Anyway, okay. Our Dance Racha team. She said she's going to be looking for videos with dance guides so that everyone can learn the full dance and not just parts of it. So that's going to be nice. Because I usually only teach you like certain parts. I still do not know how the boys spin in case 143. Maybe I should request that. Not that I'll ever be able to do it, but pretty sure it has something to do with your hand because when Hunjin broke his, it was quite painful. Sunmin's salon. Talking about hair.
So I posted 3 articles for long, medium, and short hair that gives tips and tricks on how to manage that. And then the short-haired one, I think it said 23 different hairstyles for short hair for 2023.
Cool. I just need a haircut. The Drive was Stay. I did put a review for the Grand Hyatt in Jeju on it because bucket list that will never be done. But anyway,
So I did reserve a room for what is it? Brew's Guest House. It's on Gangnam Street. So
Gangnam, yeah.
hopefully, whenever I end up going next year, I'll be able to show.
I would love to go to Jeju. Alrighty, next we have Hunjin's Art Studio. He did post 3 pictures of the art he was working on, and I think it's one full picture, but he only sent us like an eyeball, a nose, and was the other one the mouth? What was it? It was really weird because I tried putting them together and they did not go together. But I always love to see his art. It's always super awesome. 3 Racha Studio. I think I have something on that too. Oh, she posted the English lyrics to Butterflies in there. That's what she did. I know
How long
that
was he
Chan
holding on to that one?
said he wrote that song after a butterfly landed on his nose, and I'm like, you are not that good of a liar, but okay, we'll go with that.
But when did he play it in Channy's room?
Did he play it in Channy's room? I know he's really bad about oops.
He
'Cause
played it in
like-
Channy's room a long time ago.
Most
I don't know.
likely, but I'm on episode 3. I just did episode 3, so
It's not in there
I
yet.
keep going. Yeah.
Um, Yeah, just like he accidentally played the Korean version of the sound. Like, yeah, that was so intentional.
Fine.
Let's see. Chan's Den. Chan's Den is we're making subunit rooms for that for all of the guys. We're posting all of their lives in Chan's Den underneath their particular names. So
Episode
we do have
160
episode is what he
is when he played Butterfly.
자, TMI 있어? TMI? 언제 촬영 현장에 있었었는데 그 나비 있잖아, 나비가 제 코에 이렇게 잠깐 이렇게 올라왔다가 날아간 그런 게 있었거든요. 그래서 뭔가 최근에 데모 하나 만들긴 했는데 네, 뭐 이런 느낌입니다. 너무 짧나? 그 약간 이런 부분 있거든요. 와우. 오, 진짜 짧게 들릴게요. 오, 깜짝아. 진짜 짧게 들릴게요. 네, 여기까지 갈게요. 네.
In Channy's room.
I'm no more
So
supposed to
June
write this
of
down.
last year.
So we do have we're working on getting all the lives, which are a lot in those rooms. I'm doing good to keep up with the ones I do right now. Red Light's reading room. So we had I posted an article talking about a best-selling romance book may actually be based on fan fiction. So I don't know if that would kind of go under plagiarism or I don't know. Anyway, they were talking about how some of the best-selling romance novels right now are based on fan fiction. And then there's a couple of fanfic links posted in there if that's what you want to read. Voices with Vocal Racha. There is a vocal classification chart posted and another one where you can find your vocal range. So those are a couple of things that if you're into singing, you might want to look into. Then we have room 143. It's a room for stay messages to stray kids. Is there anything new in there, or is it still the same? Did we lose her? I think we lost her for a minute.
No, sorry. My cat is roaming around somewhere, and my daughter's trying to catch him.
Okay.
I'm trying to help her. Anyways, what was that?
Room 143. I didn't know if there's any new
Oh.
messages or not,
No,
because
no
we have
messages.
3 birthdays coming up pretty quick.
Yeah,
What
so just make sure whatever y'all want to say, drop a little note in there for Felix's birthday, Han's birthday,
and
Sigmund's
Sunmin's.
birthday.
And then Channy and Lee Noah is pretty quick in October too.
I think Lino's is at the end of the
Yeah, it's like the 23rd,
the 25th.
25th, something like that. The collision of languages.
Yep.
We have put quite a bit in there. So there's links in there to learn the Korean words for hands and fingers, how to say 1 through 10 in native Korean numbers, how sound changes are simplified. I haven't watched it, but I think he goes through and helps you with the pronunciation of Korean words, which is one of the hardest things to get down. I mean, because you can know the word, but if you're saying it in a Texas accent, it's probably not going to sound the same. 9 most common Korean phrases to learn. 10 ways of saying no in Korean. I'm not sure why you need 10 ways. I tend to use my hands with that.
There's like 2 different ways for no for a reason.
Yeah. Like I said, I tend to use my hands instead of words. Learn Korean words with K-dramas. Learn curse words in Korean, because we all need to know curse words in Korea. And there's an article about a new language dialect that they have found, and some of it is in the United States already. I haven't really read that article yet. I just kind of posted it. I always post things so I can come back to it later because my email is full. I have no idea why. Thank you, Mr. Felix, who has sent us 10,000 pictures since December. Oh, get cool with K-pop. Okay, so this is a long one because I literally post everything in that room about K-pop. SM Entertainment is debuting its first new supergroup in 3 years. TXT article is in there. They've been pretty hot lately. A lot of the Jungkook, there's like 15 different articles on him. He's just taking it all right now. That he's the co-headliner of the Global Citizens Festival. Blackpink and TXT are going to be the final 2 contenders for Group of the Year. That's making me kind of salty, but for the VMAs. Daniel Kang, Hanbin of Zero Base One, and Won Young of IVE have been selected as the MCs for the Asian Artist Awards in 2023 in Philippines. When is that? Isn't that coming up like really soon? Like in December-ish? Is that when they usually have it? They have a ton of award shows in December. Quit digging at me. Then we have over or don't. Something about EXOs and Monster X's to watch. I'm not sure. I can't read my own writing on this. Then there's a new K-drama that was revealed. Jungkook's breaking his tie with Miley Cyrus. The 2023 K Global Heart Dream Awards. We posted a link for the full show if you want to watch that. It's probably not in English, so just FYI. Stop, Belle. The next room is Slumpin', which is K-dramas, anime, stuff like that. And she suggested watching One Piece on Netflix, which is in my list if I ever get there. And there's also a new K-drama called Destined with You. But there's another one that I noticed. Stop. That is new, and it looked really good, and it had English where they speak English over it, so I don't have to pay attention. Let me find it, and it looked really cute. Nope, that's the wrong one. I have too many buttons to push. Netflix, there we are. Again, this is something that I've got in my list. I haven't gotten there yet. Why is it showing me this stuff? She said Mask Girl. If you don't like the first episode, don't go past it because it's not going to be any better. A Time Called You, I think, is the one I'm talking about, and it looked super cute. This lady travels through time, and I think it's basically like when she dies, she's brought back, and they continuously find each other throughout times. So I'll know more once I watch it. Other than that, let me see. We have the top line rooms. You want to take that, Miss Stray Cloud? Because Channy's first.
Okay. My cat's like in my couch now, and I'm so mad.
Yeah.
I think you need to wet the paper. So
No, don't worry. Okay. Let's see. No new accomplishments really that's going on besides like performing. He's been
Concert.
posting a lot more on Bubbles,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
sceneries, and some more pictures. It's be adorable in, but nothing really new.
I wish he'd quit hiding his face in pictures.
I know he's so cute, but whatever.
What's that for? There's not
so
really
cute
much
in that
going on.
live.
Oh yes, I know. He was so cute. I'm really worried about Lino. I hope he gets better soon with whatever's going on with him. The next one is Mr. Changbin. Do we have anything with Changbin this week?
I haven't been keeping up to date on him recently because of family stuff, so I have to catch up with stuff.
I really don't think much is going on with the guys right now, other than, just trying to recover from concerts. I mean, even Felix is not like bubble bombing us. He only sent like 9 pictures instead of 30 something. But let me think. Oh, they're talking about, what we've already said. IN is dressing a lot in Alexander McQueen. So we got Chan's Givenchy that he's head to toe, Lino's Gucci head to toe, IN's Alexander McQueen head to toe. And then of course our Versace and Louis Vuittons. But I think that's it. I don't think the other ones have. Changbin is all about that outerwear, and Samsung. Samsung is his big thing right now. And then they just dropped today that the OT8 is with Tommy Hilfiger. So that's going to be interesting how they do that.
Which to me is like, keep bringing back all the 90s stuff.
Yeah.
Like Jungkook with the Calvin Klein, Stray Kids with the Tommy Hilfiger.
Mm-hmm.
Bring back all of the 90s stuff.
Yeah, I told my husband, I said, but Tommy Hilfiger, I can actually buy something because I can't even like buy a ball cap from Versace and stuff. Because it's just like, it's like 3 months of money, and I just can't do it. So, they're just all super busy. I wish them the best in health because Their September is wild, wild. I don't know how they're going to get it all in.
Well, when are they dropping? When is the next comeback?
Oh, you just had to go there. Their concerts in Seoul in October that got pushed into October is supposed to be their unveil. And what I've read, because I've never been here for an unveil, as per se, when they unveil something, they sing all the songs on their new album that's fixing to drop. And I'm like, okay. So look for another album in October. And then I'm sure we're going to have to find, who to rob to pay for the concerts that they're fixing to start announcing. Yeah, because that's usually right after it.
My surgery is October 2nd, so I will be laid up for 6 weeks and will be able to monitor very closely.
Yeah, it'll be right after that. Their concert in Seoul was at the very last weekend of let me see when it's the very last weekend. It was like the last couple of days of September, and then one in October, I think. And then
they moved it to like October 21st, I think.
Yeah, I'm looking. I know that a lot of people were upset because a lot of people like plan their stuff in order to be in Korea for that day, and now they're going to miss all of it because they moved the date. I still don't know why they moved the date. I did hear that they have Charlie Puth coming, and maybe that's why they moved it. I haven't checked the dates to see if they would have interfered with each other. I can't even think.
So in Channy's room, the third episode that he was talking about, he actually mentioned that that live happened the afternoon of them just coming back to Thailand from their first Unveiled tour.
Okay, there's so much stuff on this. It's going all the way back to I Am Not. I'm like, I don't care about I Am Not. I care about right now. Keep an eye on the American Billboard because they tend to announce the tours. I don't know that they announce dates or places. Let me see. Yeah, they do. They tell you where it's starting and when. Let's see. I did a thing on this, but I don't keep my stuff. Because I have too much other stuff, like pictures. 2023. Let's try that. There it is. So they were supposed to be in Seoul on September 30th and October 1st. And it is moved to, October 21st and October 22nd. So, yeah. Man, their ticket prices are awesome. Wish our ticket prices were that awesome.
I wonder if it was because they got into Global Citizen.
Could be, because that would have been really pushing it right there. Because I know that's what, on the 23rd, so in Korea it'd be the 24th. They time travel when they come to the West. It could be because that's a lot. Flying to, doing, their little bit, flying back, and then turning around and doing a concert for 2 nights.
I wonder if they're going to stay here for their time in between, because it's what, 10 days?
Yeah. I don't know. No, I don't think they will stay because Hanjin has already said he will be at the Versace fashion show, and that is literally on the 22nd. So, and if Lino is actually going to
Oh, yeah, I
go
see
to
him.
the Gucci event, it's also on the 22nd. So I don't know if maybe those two would fly back just for those fashion shows and then turn around and come right back. That's, oh God, that's a lot.
It sounds to me like they end because of their global citizen and because of their other commitments. The 21st was never going to, September 21st was never going to work
Yeah.
since they got
Yeah.
their ambassadorships and yeah.
I finally caught him.
Well, they were supposed to be on the 29th, but that's still a huge turnaround. Just bam, bam, bam. So these Tommy Hilfiger pictures are super cute. Vogue, it was in Korean Vogue and GQ have both posted. So, all right, ladies, are we done for the night?
I think so. I think we covered everything.
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think we covered everything too. Anyway, well, thanks guys for coming on. It's been super fun.
Computer's about to die, so
Yeah.
Hey, guys.
See y'all later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening. To stay in, like, subscribe, and share then. Tune in next Sunday for another episode. Have a great week.